Hi, I'm Julie Rowland with Network in Action, and I'm here with Patti McClister with Wesbanco Bank. I want to thank you for joining me today. I would like to start by learning a little bit about your background.
Okay. So I have been in mortgage lending for about 31 years, long time. I started as a loan processor and just found that I really was intrigued by the whole industry. And I had a really great boss who said, "Hey, you should be a salesperson." And so she pulled me out of administrative and put me in sales. And here I am 30 years later, and I love what I do.
Well, first of all, you have to be congratulated for sticking with anything for 30 years. That's amazing. So when someone goes to get a loan, the first thing they have to do is get pre-qualified, right? Explain what a pre-qualification is.
So pre-qualification and pre-approved are two terms that kind of get bantered back and forth, and they really are pretty much the same thing. Pre-qualified means that you and I have had a conversation. I've asked you what's your income, how's your credit, how much money do you have in the bank? I run some numbers and say, okay, according to the debt ratio guidelines, you can afford this much home.
Okay.
Pre-approved means that you've brought me your pay stubs and your W-2s or your tax returns and your bank statements. I've pulled your credit report. I've actually looked at your credit score and I know where your debts are, and we go through all of that, and I determine based on the guidelines what you qualify for a mortgage. And that's really more valuable than just having a conversation.
Okay. So I'm getting ready to buy a house. If I go back 6 months, what are some of the mistakes you see people make 6 months before, 2 months before that really can throw a clinker in the plans?
So 6 months before, the biggest mistakes are buying large items.
Okay.
A new car, RVs, furniture, just toys, motorcycles, those kind of things. Because if one of two things happen. Number one, they don't show up on the credit report yet, and they're new debt, and we need to know about them because we need to qualify with them. And if they don't show up in the credit report yet, I have to have them added to the credit report because we need the rating on how you've paid them. We concentrate mostly on the last 2 months when it comes to bank statements. So the other mistake I see people make is they deposit a large amount of cash all at the same time into their bank account. And, it could all be totally legitimate purposes. Maybe they got an insurance check or whatever, but they don't keep the paper trail of where those funds came from. And I have to work backwards to figure out where they came from because you can't borrow your down payment. So an underwriter wants to know, where'd that money come from? I need a copy of the check. I need a copy of the deposit slip. I need to prove it was actually that.
Okay. So interest rates. We're doing this in August of 2023, and interest rates are higher now than they have been.
Correct.
How can that affect the amount of house someone can buy?
It can tremendously affect the amount of house someone can buy. A percentage or two in an interest rate could be the difference of $200 or $300, $500 a month, depending on your loan amount in payment. So it could take you from being able to qualify for a home, a loan amount that maybe you qualified for a year ago and just hadn't found the house yet, to now qualifying for a significantly smaller loan amount.
And with prices going up and housing as they are, it's a tough time.
It's very challenging right now for buyers. Limited amount of inventory, and sellers know it. So they want premium dollar for their properties, and buyers are struggling to be able to qualify for some of those loans and really justify paying for those houses.
And the house is usually the largest purchase anybody makes.
Right.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I've learned a lot. I hope everybody out there has. If I want to get a hold of you, Patti, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So my direct cell number is 513-901-7086, or I can also be reached by email at patti.mcclister@wesbanco.com.
Thank you very much. And if you need a mortgage, call Patti.
Thank you.